I think these free agent moves definitely changed up some of the team rankings going into this next season. So we went through, ranked the top 5 teams in MLB, what we thought it is as of now. So I mean, what do you guys have?
How do you guys want to do this? Do you want to go like each do one, or you want to just say all 5 for each?
We can each do one actually.
All right, let's go from 5 to 1.
Yeah, I mean, I could start. Number 5 was tough for me. There was 4 teams that I thought could be at the number 5 spot. It was the Mets, Yankees, Mariners, and Padres. Those were the teams that I had.
I was deciding between the Mets and the Blue Jays, and you can probably assume which way I lean.
You can include the Blue Jays on that list for me as well. But I did end up going with the Mets.
Yeah,
as my number 5.
That was a good. I picked them too as number 5 because I know they lost Baez, but boy, they had a crazy good.
People are undermining their offseason because they made most of their moves before the lockout, so it's not fresh.
Yeah. Like, first of all, they signed Scherzer.
Literally that alone.
Even if they just did that, like, I would still be happy.
I mean, Scherzer signing and DeGrom getting healthy, and Lindor most likely playing better.
Lindor is definitely going to bounce back. McNeil probably good. I think I could see him bouncing back too. And
then not to mention, they finally got a real center fielder.
Yeah.
Depth, Mark Canha and Eduardo Escobar, 2 very, very solid players. And then they get an all-star last year in Chris Bassett, probably solidified as a number three starter.
That 1-2-3 punch. And then Taijuan Walker as your 4th starter. And then
Taijuan Walker,
David Peterson as your 5th. Or
gonna be McGill or Carrasco.
McGill.
I think McGill.
Yeah, Carrasco.
All of those.
Carrasco.
I'm okay with all of them being the 5 starter. I think David Peterson, like, down the road, is gonna be the best option. But like, as of right now, Carrasco, McGill, or Peterson they're very solid. That rotation is just stacked. And yes, Starling Marte, I think it was the length of the contract maybe a little long and a lot of money for a guy that's predicated toward being a good base runner and being a contact hitter. And he's getting up there in age, but I still, as of right now, I like the move. And yeah, Mark Canha and Eduardo Escobar are very underrated. Like, I think a good platoon would honestly be Escobar and McNeil. Like, that would be, like, they have so much versatility now from these moves. So I have them as my number 1 team in the NL East.
Number 4.
Yeah.
But you said number 1 team in the NL East?
Yeah. For me.
Well, speaking of the NL East, I have the Braves at 4.
I do too.
I have the Braves at 4. I mean, they lost Freeman, but they added Olsen, and they're getting Acuna back. They still have the best bullpen in baseball, in my opinion.
Added Kenley Jansen.
They added Kenley Jansen. That was really good.
A bunch of really, really good relievers. I think they're top 3, if not number 1 bullpen in the MLB.
I think it's you can't put the Mets over them just yet because I know the team who doesn't win the championship is not automatically the best team the next season, but they did win the World Series. They proved that they have great players.
Okay, and I understand because they did get better. They
lost Freeman.
They arguably got better.
They lost Freeman, but Olsen's a great
Jansen.
consolation prize. They're getting Acuna back. They still have Albies, Swanson. You re-signed Eddie Rosario. I mean, you have solid.
I
players.
understand that. So that's not completely outrageous for me. For my number 4, I had the Rays. And the main reason is, I mean, they won 100 games and they kept their main guys. Like, basically no one like significant really left. And then they also signed Corey Kluber, who obviously is not like, the Cy Young guy he once was, but I think that's a good depth piece. And they just have so many young guys that could take steps forward. Like, I'll mention the names quickly. Like Wander Franco, already I think he's a top 5 shortstop. Shane McClanahan, Shane Baz, and Luis Patino. All of those guys have been top prospects in baseball. Like, not just in the race system, like in baseball and they are gonna, I think they're gonna take a big step forward. Mike Zunino had a great year last year, and I think it's there to stay. To be honest, he hits the ball really hard. Great defender, and he walks a lot. And yeah, they may not have, you know, that obvious other than Wander Franco, I'd say they don't have like that one true superstar, I would say, but they're just such a deep team, and also Kevin Cash is just a very good manager, so that's why I had them at 4.
I have the Rays at 3. Basically, for
even better,
for every reason you just mentioned. I mean, they've been probably the best team in the American League for the past 2 years. There's really no reason why that should change. And you have Franco locked up. I mean, Cash is a great manager. I mean,
Wander Franco locked up on an underpay. Honestly,
you got every point that I was going to make. Like, there's really no reason why they shouldn't be the best team in the American League again. But
yeah,
top
I have the Red Sox at 3. I think with the addition of Trevor Story, I mean, that infield is going to be like really good.
Loaded.
I mean, they are a really good team. Maybe I rank them a little high. And as a Yankee fan, I feel like I definitely rank them high. But I think the Red Sox are going to be really good this year.
I mean, there is a world. I'm not saying it will happen, but there is a world where like the second baseman, the third baseman, and the shortstop like become all-stars and could start. Like,
and all could probably hit 30 home runs.
Exactly. They are that out. I mean, infield, sorry, is just so good. And that's not even going to like the rest of the offense. Like, they still have JD Martinez too. Like
Dugo's solid.
Yeah, or Alex Verdugo, Hunter Renfroe, like
Kike Hernandez.
He's gone.
Renfroe's
gone.
Oh, they got Jackie Bradley Jr. back.
And
but, I mean, Kike Hernandez and Verdugo in the outfield, but JD Martinez. I mean, that team is kind of loaded.
They are. I was debating having them in my top 5, but
they were close to the Jays for 6th for me.
Damn, you guys have the Jays so low, which
that
doesn't go into my number 3. But my number 3, I had the White Sox. For me, the White Sox, like, you look at their starting lineup, there are legitimately 8 guys that are like threats, that are real threats in that lineup. Like, I could just list a couple of names, like Robert, Eloy Jimenez, Tim Anderson, even a guy like Adam Engel. He's not even bad. Like, he's definitely an above average hitter. And in my opinion, I think they have the best bullpen in baseball. If you don't have them up there, that's fine. But they have to be at least top 2 or 3 in the entire league.
They'd be top 3 for me. Yeah.
And their rotation, their first 3 guys in who is Lance Lynn, Giolito, and who's the last guy?
Dylan Cease, Kopech.
Yeah,
Dylan
Cease. Yeah, and Kopech might be in the rotation. He might not. Same with Crochet. I don't know, but doesn't matter. That top 3 is just very, very good. And if doesn't matter if Kopech or Crochet are in the rotation or in the bullpen, those guys are gonna take steps forward. They just are absolute shed. So yeah, I don't think they'd have no glaring weakness, the White Sox. So
yeah,
that's why
I have them at 2. I
ranked them a little low.
I guess I'm really high on them.
Good.
I guess I kind of
probably the best team in the American League. Their division is a cakewalk. So basically, they're adding.
They are probably going to win 100 games.
Kendall Graveman and Joe Kelly to a bullpen that already has Liam Hendricks and Craig Kimbrell, or for what it's worth. They added Josh Harrison as depth, who's a very solid player, even if he's not going to start. Very solid player. You have 2 years ago, Brady won MVP. You have Tim Anderson, Moncada. You have Jimenez, Robert. You have so many guys. Grandal. You have so many guys.
Best catcher in the league.
their depth is crazy good. There's so many young guys, such a mix of young guys and old veteran talent. I think they're probably consensus. Them and the Rays are above the pack in the American League.
Yeah, I guess if I had to redo this, I would put them ahead of the Red Sox at 3. But for me, I had the Rays at 2. For all the reasons you guys said. I mean, team that was the number 1 seed in the American League last year, was in the World Series 2 years ago. This is a team that is really, really good. And like you said, they didn't lose anybody. People are only going to get better. Wander Franco will be playing a full season at his full potential. Maybe not full potential, but he'll be really good. So I had
definitely taking a step forward. Yeah, I can see it. But for me, as my number 1 team in the American League, you guys are surprisingly low on them. I don't really understand why, but I put the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays are.
I have one thing to say about the Blue Jays.
They lost Marcus Semien.
They lost Simeon. They lost Robbie Ray. I get it. I really do. But like I don't think it matters that much. Because they got Kevin Gossman, who can arguably like replace. He can replace.
I will say
Robbie
their
Ray.
rotation is sick.
Yeah, they are
Gossman,
stacked.
Ryu, Kikuchi, Pearson. You have Berrios still.
Yeah, Jose Berrios. Like their rotation is it's very deep. I think Gossman
Did you mention Alek Manoah?
Alek Manoah, did not even mention him.
Yeah.
We didn't mention him. And yeah, I know Kikuchi hasn't been like super good.
He's a very
but I think
solid
he's a good,
5.
He's a really good 5 starter. And they got Matt Chapman, who's the best,
I forgot about that.
the absolute defensive wizard.
Jeez, I think I might be a little low on the Blue Jays. Honestly.
Yeah.
They got Matt Chapman. That's what I'm saying. And also I think that Matt Chapman, there's a world where he bounces back, like comes back to, an above league average hitter. It's mainly home runs, walks a lot. And then they just have, that crazy good young core. Vlad.
Yeah, I think I kind of slept on them.
Alejandro Kirk, Teoscar Hernandez, Lourdes Gurriel. The names keep going on.
They
and
still
on.
have Springer too.
And yeah, I was just naming young. And they have George Springer.
I left them.
I completely forgot about George
They are
Springer.
ridiculous.
I guess
God.
the one reason why I'd put them over the other two is that the other two have proven it, I guess, more.
That's
like
fair.
the Blue Jays are good, but they haven't really it's more of just on paper, all talk good. Like, yeah, they won 90 games last year, but like the other
This
teams
is
are
hurting as a
fair,
Yankee fan right now.
I don't know. I just think like
Jesus
it is
Christ, they're really good.
they are
Oh my God.
not
I didn't
only are they
realize.
like really good, they are really that lineup. They are really, really young. Like they have control over like all like 6 of the guys that I mentioned for like the next like 3 or 4 years at least. And then they have Springer, and then they have Matt Chapman. Like, and then rotation is good. Like, I guess their weakest part is the bullpen, but even then, it's like not even that bad. So yeah, I think like they just have completely untapped potential in the American
I'm
League.
gonna assume
hurting
we'll
as
have
a
the
Yankees fan right
one
now.
team, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think we all have
I'll
the
take
same
a wild guess. We all have the
It's-
same one team.
It's obviously the Dodgers.
This team is insane,
They are
It's
building the
not
Monstars.
and
They
they're
really
going to find
are.
a way to not win the World Series.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I
Honestly.
mean, look at this is. I mean, we have Will Smith. I mean, the rotation is all right. I mean, you have Julio Urias, Walker Buehler. You know, Dustin May back.
Yeah, Dustin May's
some
coming
other
back.
Kershaw
guys.
back.
Kershaw's
Kershaw
coming
back.
back.
And then I mean, that lineup. You have Will Smith behind the dish.
Who do you
Freeman,
pitch
Muncy, Trey Turner, Justin Turner,
AJ
Chris
Pollock,
Taylor,
Chris Taylor,
Freddie
AJ
Freeman.
Pollock, Cody Bellinger. I mean,
and
Mookie
Mookie
Betts.
and Mookie Betts.
and Mookie Betts. I mean,
Where,
that's starting 9. Where's a weakness?
who do you pitch to?
Chris
Who?
Taylor is coming off the bench.
It's
He's
insane.
the 6th man. He's basically the 6th man.
They NL MVP 2 years ago. Like that shouldn't
Like,
happen.
No, their worst player right now is Cody Bellinger, and just by the laws of
He's
regression,
3 years removed from winning MVP.
From
Yeah.
winning an MVP.
by laws of regression, he is like bound to bounce back. He is like, he has to. He literally has to. And he was battling injuries last year too.
So good.
Oh my
It's not
God.
fair.
And the funniest thing is they lost a pretty good amount of guys in free agency, and they are
Seager.
still easily the best team in the league. Easily.
They lost Seager.
Marcin
Imagine if they retained
Kenley Jansen.
Scherzer and Seager.
I mean, that'd be nuts.
Oh my. They would have a shot at having the best record of all time. I honestly think that they still might. Like
They could easily.
I could see
that
it.
lineup legitimately has like, I think they're like worst hitter. I think their floor is 100 WRC plus. That is their floor. And it's average. And I think Cody Bellinger is going to be an above average hitter next year. So
Yeah, I could see that.
and they still have like a crazy elite rotation without Max Scherzer. Like they are literally the Monstars.
I mean,
And-
that lineup is insane. And their weakness is definitely their pitching, but it's not even a weakness.
It's not a weakness, not at all. It's still one of the best. Their rotation is still one of the best in the league, and their bullpen, again, definitely maybe not one of the very, very top, but definitely up there. There,
Yeah. I mean,
Kinda
there's a
sucks.
lot of good teams right now.
there really are.
That can
It
make
was
some
really difficult
big
picking.
moves.
I think other than
was tough.
the
It
one
was tough.
team, it was really tough for me to pick.
It was
between
tough for me,
all
and
of
I
these
didn't even have the
teams.
Blue Jays or White Sox, which I should have in my top 5.
Yeah,
I mean, if
I
I had to
didn't
redo
even.
this-
I didn't have the
If I had to
Braves.
redo this, I'd probably go Dodgers, Blue Jays, Rays, White Sox, Braves.
Yeah, I'd probably slot the Mets out of the top 5. I being honest, I probably would.
Who, the Mets?
I'd probably go Dodgers, Rays, Blue Jays, White Sox, Braves.
I
Mets
can
6.
I can see the Mets being 6th. Just I don't
Yeah.
know. I
There's
because
a lot
and
of
the
teams that
Braves
could be
the
6.
Braves got
I mean, think about
there's
it.
so many competitive teams.
Red Sox, Mets, Yankees, Mariners, Padres, Phillies. I mean, all these teams are up there.
Yeah.
Brewers.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Brewers.
Even the Brewers, not the Giants though. I don't think the
Mm,
Giants.
They'll regress. They'll win like
Yeah.
80
They
something.
severely
85
overperformed.
games.
They severely overperformed.
They'll be a fringe wild card team.
They got a bunch of
Yeah.
old ass guys now.
Yeah,
so-
they do.
And
but-
lost postseason.
No, it's going to be a really, really good MLB season.
Yeah.
We're going to get MLB soon, and it's going to turn out really well.
As
but
good as the Dodgers
I can-
are, anything can happen.
Like I
Literally
can only
anything can
Yeah.
happen.
really think of 4 teams that are like actively like tanking. It's
Yeah.
the
Pirates,
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 Reds,
Diamondbacks.
Diamondbacks, Orioles. That's
the
really
it.
it. Every other team
A's,
is
the A's
so-
are tanking.
The A's they're like definitely going toward
Like the
that.
They're
Nationals
on the decline.
The
They're
Nationals
on the
probably can't tank because of Juan Soto. Like they
Yeah.
Yeah.
won't be able to
He's
tank.
too
Like,
valuable to like trade. So
exactly.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
there's so
I'm
many
saying
good
it's gonna
teams
be a
now.
great season.
I think so too. Wow.
Yeah.
Thank God that we only have a week of baseball canceled. Like, and it's probably gonna be made up too.
It's gonna
Yeah,
be
it,
made up.
yeah, it will be made up. So, going to be a great season. But that's what we have for MLB stuff. We have one last thing. Going back to the NFL news today. Matt Ryan done in Atlanta, going to Indianapolis. I like it for the Colts, but I don't think it really moves the needle for them. I think
Not
Matt
at all.
Ryan's a little bit of like a safer version of Carson Wentz.
That's a pretty good way to put it.
Like
Actually,
a more consistent version of Carson Wentz. And then
I
for
think
the
that's all they
Falcons,
needed though.
Yeah, I think it
Would
is
have made the
too.
playoffs if they had a
Falcons-
stable Carson Wentz.
I don't know.
They would've.
I still don't think that like makes them like.
I don't think it makes
that
them a
much better at all.
contender, but
It
I
makes
think
them-
it makes them.
I think
it
makes
a
them
playoff
slightly better.
contender.
Yeah,
I mean, I
Yeah.
think in that division it might be all you need to win.
it is relatively weak, I'd say. But yeah, it's like a solid move. Solid,
Yeah,
but nothing crazy.
Yeah,
And then for the Falcons, I mean, they
have
signed
dark
Mariota,
days
but
ahead.
I think they're going to probably draft a quarterback
Yeah.
in this draft.
They have dark days
Uh,
ahead.
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
basically all of the NFC South except for the Bucks.
Yeah.
Lots of dark days ahead. Although
Dark days ahead.
I have some faith in Jameis Winston though.
I do. I think
I genuinely think
the Saints could contend for a wild card spot.
I think they are
The NFC
they could be
especially.
sneaky good. I don't know what the
The
And I
NFC
also
is
think the
super
Kamara
Panthers. I
situation
also think the
is.
Panthers have some pieces for their rebuild.
I
at
think
least a
so
little
too. They just don't have the quarterback. But I like Jameis. I just quickly I love Jameis Winston, but like even putting that like fandom aside, he looked in the few games that he started. I thought he looked pretty good.
They were what? I think they were like 5-2 when he was healthy, or 5-3.
Yeah, like
They were in the playoff picture.
Like
Yep.
he just seemed like he was making better decisions. Wasn't as careless with the ball as he was in Tampa. I think he definitely learned under like Drew Brees and Sean Payton. So yeah, I think it could be a sneaky good wild card team.
Yeah. But that's what we have today. Good week of content, and it's going to be a really, really good week this week with the Sweet 16, Elite 8. We're going to see more offseason stuff, move towards the MLB season. Again, we didn't even have any NBA stuff again. I mean, we still have a lot to talk about. So, really good weeks in sports.
Yeah.
Yeah, NBA playoffs are approaching, so we'll start talking about that. And yeah, that's all for us this week. Any last words?
He's up. Go Villanova.
But yeah, we'll see what happens, and we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah. Till next time.